Kevin here with another Flippin' Dork Flips and Finds video where I show you different items I pick up thrifting and garage sailing, different places like that. And then I sell them either on eBay or like Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace for like bigger items that I want to ship. But anyway, it's the weekend now. Today's Friday. Yesterday was Thursday, and I actually found several garage sales to go to, and I got lots of stuff. Okay, so today I wanted to check out some more garage sales. I went to one this morning. It wasn't too far away, maybe about 15 miles from my house or so. And it just wasn't that good. I mean, they had stuff. I think I was the first person to show up, but just nothing I really wanted. A lot of kids' clothes and a couple toys and things like that, but nothing like that I saw a lot of value in. So I decided to pass. And I did a real quick run through town just to see if I could see any garage sale signs, but I didn't see anything at all. So then I just come back home and messing with the video, and I got to ship something out. So anyway, later today there is supposed to be a couple more garage sales. And then there should be some tomorrow, Saturday morning, so I might check them out. Hopefully I find some more stuff. I'll also do a little bit of thrifting here in a little bit after I mail this off. So I did have one sale. I put it in this QVC box just because it fits so well. It's a pair of boots, all right? So basically they are the size 11s of these, okay? This is a pair of size 12s. I've showed these in several videos. I mentioned, I think 2 videos ago, that my size 11 of these I bought brand new. They're Under Armour boots with the Wild Gripper kind of mountain bike style tread on the bottoms. I bought them all new at Ross. They were just under $61 with tax. And when I looked them up, they were selling for between like $130 and $180. They were kind of all over the place, but on average they seemed to be going probably around $130 to $150. I decided to list a little higher with the best offer, so I put them at $154.95. I put a low, I think at like 140-ish or so, somewhere around there. And anyway, they were up for a little bit, and then the size 11s got the most views and the most watchers. Okay, so they're definitely the most popular size of what I had. I had size 10, 11, and 12. Anyway, someone gave me an offer for $140. I mentioned that in the other video, and although I am willing to accept that because I had so many watchers, I wanted to get as much as I could out of it, so I countered at $145. After I did that, I was thinking, oh, that's kind of a dumb move. I mean, it's only $5. I might lose the deal on that. I should have just taken it. And then I didn't hear back, so I thought, well, there went that. Okay, well, I guess someone else will buy them. Well, last night they accepted my offer and they paid for it. So now I get to send them out. So they're basically these, just a size 11. So they fit in the box real nice. They'll go out priority. They're only $10.03 to ship out. So $145. And I paid $61. When it's all said and done after fees, I'll basically double my money. I'm going to make about $65 or so profit, which is really good. Okay, if I sell all 3 pairs, that means I made $180 shopping at Ross and I only bought 3 things, so that's pretty good. So anyway, let me go ahead. I need to tape this up, slap the label on it that I just printed a couple minutes ago, send it out, and then I'll probably do a little bit of thrifting. And then if I find anything, maybe I'll show that to you, and then I'm going to go out and try to find some garage sales. I also have tons of pictures to take of all that stuff I did yesterday. I am like way behind on that, so I need to take care of that too. But hopefully I find some more cool stuff to throw in the video. Okay, so the weekend is now over. I had a few sales. It was a little bit of a slow weekend, but they were good sales. I also did a little more garage selling, a little more thrifting, and I found some really cool stuff. So I'm getting better at finding good items. So, also, it's probably kind of dark in here. It's getting a little bit late, and it's just all like rainy and stuff outside, so sorry if it's a little dark. Okay, the very first thing that sold was a local sale. It was that dresser set I showed a little while back. They were white. They ended up being a matching set. I didn't know it when I bought them. One of them had the pink top that was all scratched up. I got them really cheap at Goodwill, and I was going to try to like triple my money on them, kind of sell them as like a project, you know, because they were a little ugly to use as is, but I don't know, maybe someone wanted them. So anyway, then I decided to go ahead and do the makeover on them. I didn't explain why, but it's an interesting story, so let me explain. I found them at Goodwill. First thing I always do when I go in there is I look at the bike section and the furniture section, just because that tends to be the highest profit items when I find good stuff, so I want to find it first. They actually had dressers there, which is not very often at the one here in town. And anyway, they're on opposite ends, so I didn't even realize they matched until after I brought them home. But there's people looking at them. So the one with the pink top, there was a couple. They were opening drawers, doing a walk around, making sure it didn't wobble. So they were being pretty serious about it. But they walked away and never come back. The taller one is all white. A lady was looking at it. But then I saw her put her purse on her shoulder, walk outside and leave. So I went ahead and went over and checked them out. And I was like, wow, these are really nice. So they were real wood, dovetail joints. They weren't particle board like a lot of modern stuff. And they were only $20 each. It's really cheap. So I grabbed the tags off of both of them. and then looked at electronics and toys and then left. I don't remember if I bought anything else. I just grabbed these. Brought them home, shot video for you guys, took photos. I think I wiped them down a little bit, and then I posted them locally on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. I put them at $150, knowing they would probably sell about $100 to $120, and I'd maybe like triple my money on them. And the very first person that contacted me on Facebook said, "Hi, my mom," and I was like, uh-oh. And she said, "Hi, my mom was looking at this at Goodwill, and I know that you only paid $20 each, and now you're asking $150. That's ridiculous. We were going to buy these, and my mom's just going to her car to get a tape measure, and you bought them from under her nose." I was like, okay, wait a minute. You know, the two different groups of people checking out the furniture, they left. Okay, how in the world was I supposed to know they were coming back in? So anyway, I just left alone. I didn't want that to escalate. I don't like to get into arguments with people over things like that. It's not worth it. So I just left alone. A little bit later, maybe an hour or so, I get another message. "Hi, my daughter," and I was like, okay, here we go. "My daughter just let me know that you're selling these on Facebook for $150. I know they're only $20 and blah, blah, blah. Well, I hope you get your money." So, you know, just being real backhanded about it. So same thing. I just left it alone, but I felt kind of gross about the whole deal then, like I had done something bad. So I was like, you know what? These are nice enough. I should just go ahead and do a makeover. I can have a video for my DIY Dork channel, which I haven't done in several months because I've been doing all this reselling, and I could get more money out of them anyway. So I decided to do it. It was a little more work than I thought to get them right, but they turned out pretty decent. I put no more money into them. I used paint I already had. I just rearranged the hardware to make it work, and I listed them for $325, which is actually pretty high around here where I live. And anyway, a lady contacted me and said, you know, are they real wood? Is it a smoke-free home? Or did they wobble? All this kind of stuff. Do the drawers work? Yeah, they're pretty good. Okay, well, I'm interested in these. Where do you live? So we could maybe check them out Friday. Would you take $300 on them? I said, sure, that would work. Here's my address. $300's good. When would you like to come check them out? And I never heard back from them. Okay, so it was a couple of days. I thought, well, there went that deal, so that didn't happen. So on Friday, I was at the garage sale finding this one really cool item, and I checked my phone to get an address for the next yard sale, and there was a message on there, and it said, "Hi, this is so-and-so's husband. You said you're going to be here today for these dressers. I'm here at your house." I was like, oh my gosh, no. We never agreed on time. Okay, okay, give me like 15, 20 minutes and I can be there. So I rushed home and he was still here. The thing was, when I answered his message, it was already half hour after he sent it, so I figured he was long gone. But he waited the 45 minutes. He was a real nice guy about it. And he looked them over and said, "Hey, I like them, you know, $300, that's what you're asking?" Yep. So he didn't even try to counter anything, and they paid the $300 for him. So they sold. I made $260 profit. It was an ordeal when I bought them. It was a little bit of an ordeal when I sold them, but it's done, and I got pretty good money out of them. Okay, another item that sold on eBay is this. Not near as good of a story, but I found it at Goodwill for $350. The brand is Rockmount Ranchwear. It's like a Western pearl snap shirt. It's only $350. This brand actually has some good value, so I listed it at $24.95. And someone offered me 20 bucks. I countered right in the middle at $22.50 and then didn't hear anything again. Okay, but a day later, my phone cha-ching, it went off, and they paid. They took the deal and paid $22.50 for that shirt. The next one here is really cool. This is a Casio digital watch. I found it at a rummage sale. It was still new in the package. It's vintage. It's probably like mid-90s or so. And anyway, it was listed at $5. I got it for $3. When I looked these up, just the watch part without handle, without the wristband part, they were going for like $9, $12, somewhere in there. If they had the full band, they were like $25, $30. And then a couple of them had band swaps on them with like nicer ones. And the highest one I saw listed that sold was either $32.99 or $36.99, somewhere around there. So I thought, well, hey, after a little bit of research, that I found that these actually have a little bit of a following. I believe they are Casio's most basic watch. It has no functions except it shows the time and the date. It doesn't have a timer. There's no light. There's no beeper. There's no like alarm on it. I mean, nothing. They're really basic. It's a little cheapo watch that would have hung like at Walmart and Kmart for, you know, 10 bucks or whatever back in the day. This one had a tag on the back. It said $11.99 when it was new. So anyway, since it was new in the pack and it had a following, I thought, well, if someone's getting about $35 for a decent one that's used, brand new, would it, you know, could I do $50? Would it be crazy to ask like $70 on it? So I got on the Green Room's Facebook reselling group I'm a member of, and I got their opinion because they have a lot more experience than I do. And they're like, no, you should ask way more than that. You should be like asking $100 with best offer, or even $199. You know, try to get as much as you can out of it. So I listed it at $124.95, and it actually got watchers. I was surprised. When something gets watchers, you know, there's pretty serious people looking at it. So anyway, within a couple of days, this guy in Poland was putting in offers. I had my low set, I think, at like $70. He had put in $50 and then $60, and at $70, I countered at $95, kind of right in the middle. And then he got back to me and said, would you do $80? The shipping's going to be really expensive. That's the max I can do. So I decided to take it. So I paid $3. It sold for $80. I use eBay's global shipping program, so I only send it to Kentucky. And then from there, they will look over it, make sure it's in good condition to send to him, and then they send it on. And he pays for that shipping. So it sold for $80. It's pretty good. The problem is he has not paid for it yet. So I can't send it off yet. I'm really hoping he comes through tonight or tomorrow so I can send it off. But that's a really good sale. So if you can find like new old stock type items like this that have a little bit of a following, you could probably get really good money. So that was the sales of the weekend. So let me show you some of the really cool finds. Alrighty, so here are some of the finds. First one I found, it's a little bit on the low end compared to a lot of stuff I've been trying to find, but it was just such an easy sale I could take that I decided to go ahead and buy it. It's this little remote. It's a Sony audio system remote, the RM something here. I can't quite read in the lighting, but little tiny audio remote from Sony. Paid $1.50 at my local Habitat for Humanity restore. The thing with remotes is they are really easy to sell and to ship. You just throw them in a little mailer, bubble mailer, and they're like $2.61 to ship out. I mean, they're really cheap. Now, some of them aren't worth any money. Some of them are worth $10. I've sold ones that are like $40. This one, I'm trying to remember now. It's either worth about $20 or $22. Okay, and I paid $1.50. So that's usually, like, if it's like $21.95, that would be with free shipping. It's only going to be, it'd be less than $3 to send. I have $1.50 in it, so let's say it's $4.50. So that drops me down from 22 down to what, like $17.50. It'd be a few fees. So I'm only going to make, let's say, $14-15. That's less than a lot of the items I want to be doing now, but it's so easy. I'll go ahead and take it. It's less work to list, to take photos of, to describe than clothing, and you make probably a little bit more money than a lot of the shirts I've been trying to sell. So that's pretty good. You just gotta look them up. I mean, some of them you'd be surprised at what they're worth, others are not. So you just have to be well careful. Okay, so then I went to a garage sale, and this is the one I mentioned. I think I mentioned that there was a printer there for $5. It had a value of about $45. I was looking at it, and then this guy said, "Is that a printer?" And then he just grabbed it and, you know, took it and paid for it. But I did find this there. He totally looked this over. This is a Sony PSP. Okay. When I found it, the back was open and it had a battery. Whoops, it had a battery in there that had like come apart. So the battery was no good. So I just threw it away. And anyway, there was no price on it. So I was like, well, you know, I don't know how much they're asking for this. There's a bunch of cords with it. None of them matched up with it though. So I looked them up and I was surprised. These actually had pretty good value. But I can't test it. I don't have a game. I don't have a battery. So I'm probably going to have to sell it as untested for parts only. But I asked the lady how much. Oh, I don't know. There's no tag on it. How about 50 cents? So I paid 50 cents for it. I think even as parts only, at a minimum, I think I can get 20 bucks out of it. But I'm going to try to ask somewhere around 25 to 35. We'll see what happens. Ones that were in working condition were like 40 and above, somewhere around there, maybe 35. So that might be a little high, but if I could get around 25, 30 bucks at least out of it, that'd be really cool, especially for only 50 cents. Now that garage sale was kind of an indoor, it was like an apartment complex, so maybe a couple of families got together and rented out the rec room or whatever. But there wasn't very good stuff there. The only two good things were this and that printer that got sold. So I bought it. Okay, so I left there, I'm trying to remember the order, and I went to Goodwill after that. And this is the first thing I found. I had no idea what it was, but I believe it is a knee brace. I looked it up. The brand is DonJoy, D-O-N-J-O-Y. A little bit scraped up, but pretty good condition. It was only $3. And I looked these up, and these had really good value too. Now, I think this might be a slightly older one, but the newer ones are really expensive. These are actually very expensive. So I'm trying to remember I didn't find one exactly like it, but I'm trying to remember now. I paid $3. I think I could sell it for between 30 and 40, but it might have been more. I mean, it does look like it's missing a little pad over here or something, but we'll say on a low end like 25 or 30 bucks, but it could be more than that. I think the new ones were like $100 or something like that, so these are really expensive. I've sold some medical gear before. I think you have to be a little careful with what you buy, but just something like this, like a back brace or knee brace, I think you'll be okay, but I'm not for sure. I'll have to double check. But for $3 and I can turn it into, let's say, about 35, that was pretty cool. Okay, I also found this. I paid up on it a little bit. This is a, where's the brand? I saw it here, Vansky or Vansky, V-A-N-S-K-Y. It is a HD TV outdoor antenna. I paid 12 bucks for it, but it's brand new sealed. So this has good value to it. Now, apparently this one is maybe a smidge dated. The newer ones look different, but people were still buying these. And they were selling for, I think, between 45 and 50 bucks, somewhere around $47, $48. So that's pretty good. So to turn 12 into like maybe $45 or so, that's a pretty good flip. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so that's what I found on, when was it? Friday? Yeah, that was Friday. And then on Friday, the really good item I found. You know what? Let me go ahead and show that to you. The really good item I found when the guy contacted me and said he was at my house already is this right here. All right, this is a drone. I think the company is Horizon Hobby. To me, it looks like an old, what is the brand? DJI. It kind of looks like that style that all the YouTubers were using like, what, 6 years ago, 5 years ago. So it's a little bit dated. This is the Chroma camera drone. It's got the gimbal on there that you have to put in your own GoPro. Nowadays, the drones, they're all built in. They don't have the legs on it. They have like a built-in 4K camera and all that kind of stuff. But, and this was at a garage sale. They had a lot of really junky stuff. Everything was really dirty, so they must have pulled it out of their garage. And the clothing smelled like smoke, but this did not. Check out the price on that. 10 bucks. It says, needs one new motor. Runs fine. So, I was looking over their sale. They didn't have anything good. And then I saw this one, and I saw that tag at first. It said $68.50. I was like, wow, that's pricey. Then I saw this. I was like, wow, 10 bucks. That can't be right. He must have meant $100. So I said, oh yeah, does that work? It says it needs a motor. Then it like crashed. I was trying to get a little more detail out of it. He was like, no. He said, just one of the motors one day, he said, I bought it, and then the motor just started spinning backwards the way it was supposed to. And then the whole thing, it would tilt and then just go down to the ground. So he said, I just put it in the box and bought a DJI and just forgot about it. He said, no, man. And I said, so $10? He's like, yeah, just 10 bucks. So I said, well, hey, I'll try it out. So anyway, I brought it home, paid 10 bucks, you know, sold that dresser first. And I checked it out, and it does turn on. It's not like it's completely broken. The one motor does not run. I looked them up. A brand new motor is like $35 or $36, something like that. Not very expensive at all. And what I could do is just sell it as is. And when I looked these up on eBay, they had really good value. Okay, if it's working condition, used, they were anywhere from like $250 to $400. This style, which is, like I said, it's a little bit dated, if it was still brand new, they were going for like $600, maybe almost $700. So they still had really good value. So I figured this one, if I wanted to sell it as is like it needs work, I could probably still sell it for like $150 to $200. But when I looked it up and realized that motor was only going to be like 35 bucks, I think what I'm going to do is try to replace it myself. And one of the blades was bent, but it has extra blades in here. So I could put in, let's say, an extra 40 bucks. I have $50 in it total. I'll try to mess with it, maybe play with it a little while, and then sell it. I could probably get somewhere around 200, maybe 375. I mean, I could get really good money out of it. So if I put in an extra 40, I could like double, almost double what I was going to originally ask for it. So that was awesome. I might turn, at a max, I could probably turn $10 into almost $400. I don't think I'll quite get that, but I imagine it will go for probably $300 or more. So that was a really, really good find. That was really cool. Okay, so then fast forward to Sunday. I just ran by Goodwill real quick. I had to go into town, so anytime I'm close by, I just go and, you know, just do a quick run. It was like 15 minutes before they closed on a Sunday night, and I walked in. You know, they bring the new stuff out in the cart, and I saw this box. Here's what it said: $10. Original Nintendo, so not Nintendo, Nintendo set and games, cables, no console, as is. All right, 10 bucks. It was wrapped in saran wrap, so I just kind of looking through. Here's what I saw. Okay, you can see there's some games, there's a zapper, controllers. 10 bucks, I snagged this thing quick. Okay, so then I had to walk out because as soon as I saw it, I was like, you know, Goodwill shoppers, you need to bring your purchases up to the cash register. We close in 10 minutes or whatever. So anyway, I paid my 10 bucks and went outside into my van and I looked at it closer and there's really good stuff. I did a real quick run through of valuation on my phone and I think it will be worth it. So it has the a bunch of cables which are probably not, you know, worth tons and tons of money, but I'm pretty sure that is the Nintendo cable. Someone out there probably wants it. Here's another one, a couple more here. So I don't know which ones go with the Nintendo, which ones don't, except for that one and possibly this big one here. But I don't know on cables. We'll assume they maybe have a $10 value, maybe 15, something like that. So not like an amazing sale, but someone out there probably wants it. So I've already, we'll call this, I've made my money back off the cables. Okay. So then it has the zapper. Okay, I looked these up. I believe these are $10 to $15, somewhere around there. Okay, so now I've doubled my money. Then it has two of the original remotes. Now the problem with these and the problem with the Nintendos is they tend to yellow. So see how the fronts are gray and the backs are yellow? That will devalue a little bit, but ones that we're selling, we're going for a pair, or we're going for like $16.99 free shipping. So I may not get that out of these. It might be like 10 to 12 bucks, something like that. So there we go. Now I've tripled my money. Then it had a few games in there, and a couple of them. Wait, let me backtrack. It had some paperwork in there. Okay, so it has the PowerPad instruction manual. There's nothing in here PowerPad, just the manual. I looked this up. This is probably $4 or $5 just for this thing. Okay, then it has a couple of these. Now, this is the only one that's complete. I think this is the one that's complete. This probably either come with the Nintendo or in one of the games, but it's the little poster folds up. I take it back. This is the one I have not looked up yet, but this has regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Game Boy. I don't know value on it, but the value on this one, I was surprised. Yeah. Okay, this is the one. I have another one that is. It only have like this much, like 2/3 of it. This one's a little ripped, but these are selling for $8.75. Okay, so I've basically made my money back just on the poster. I would imagine this is probably the same. Maybe this is a nicer shape, maybe 10 bucks. So now I've quadrupled my money or 5 times my money. And there's a few more things in here. There's a another, like I said, a partial poster of that second one I showed. There's also this one, which is interesting. And I remember my neighbor had one of these games. This is like the Nintendo games that were like Bible based. The brand is Wisdom Tree, so there's a little poster here. I imagine these are not very common. This might be, who knows, $10 to $15 just for this thing. Okay. Then the games, I'll go ahead and show you this one. It's probably not the best. Top Gun. I looked these up. This is probably, I don't know, $7 to $10, maybe $8, something like that value. So not great, but still almost all my money back just off the one game. All right, then here we go. Let me go with this one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. I looked this up. I believe this was like $10 to $13 just off of this game. Okay. Then we've got Super Mario Brothers, the original with Duck Hunt. I looked these up. It's about the same. I think it's like maybe about $13, you know, 11 to 13, something like that. So I need more money. These are pretty cool, okay? These are those Bible games I was talking about. The Wisdom Tree brand, this one's called Bible Adventures. This one's called King of Kings, the early years. I remember my neighbor had some of these games. They were terrible, not very good at all. When a character dies, they turn into an angel and float into heaven, but it's just not a very good game at all. But I guess because they were so uncommon that they have good value. So when I looked these up, separately they were $10 to $15, but someone recommended that I bundle them and I could probably get more money. So I'll put them together and we'll see what happens. Maybe I will only double and get like maybe 25 bucks, but I'll try to shoot for maybe $35 or something like that. We'll see what happens. So these two games, really good value. Okay, now the really cool ones here. are these two here in the box. Super Mario 2, a little bit beat up, you can see not very good condition. And then Kirby's Adventure. This one is in pretty good condition. A little bit of wear at the corner. This one is absolutely complete. Okay, so this one here, Super Mario Brothers 2. Let me open up. All right, so this one has the instruction manual, but the staple's no good, so it's kind of coming apart, but it is complete. It's all there. It has the Nintendo sleeve. Of course, the game is in here, and then the box, but the condition is not great. I looked these up. If it's in good condition, they were going anywhere from, I mean, this one might end up being like 25, 30 bucks, but who knows, it could be more. Some of them were like 35, 40, maybe a little more, but I'm pretty sure their boxes are nicer. The Kirby, on the other hand, is totally complete. Okay, so it has the game in the sleeve. The sleeve does not say Nintendo, so I'm not sure if that was original. It has the manual in really good condition, just a folded corner, and it even has the check that out, an epilepsy warning on there. It has this little thingy here, a little rider, whatever you call it, and it even has the little styrofoam thing. So that has good value. I think this might be worth more than Super Mario 2. I think this is one that would definitely be probably in that 35, maybe 45 bucks, something like that. Who knows, maybe more. So that was cool. So I turned 10 bucks. I don't even remember how much it added up to, but way more. I think it's over $100 profit when it's all said and done, or at least somewhere around there. So that was really cool. So this, if I would have went today, it would have been gone. The first person that showed up today that knew what they were looking at would have bought this, but I grabbed it as soon as they're about to close. So that was really good. So anyway, that was the finds from this week. Just a few things, but they all had really good value. It's going to be a lot less work than trying to list a whole bunch of stuff to make $8 when I can list a few things and make $30 here and $40 there and all that. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, if you like these videos, go ahead and hit thumbs up. Leave a comment if you want, and if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. I've noticed the videos are really starting to take off in views, so I'm doing something right here, I think. even though I'm kind of rambling on a little bit. But anyway, if you like these videos, go ahead and subscribe. That'd be really cool. So thanks for checking it out.